Hello everyone, GameGoddessFee here. Trying to see what's wrong with my boy. You okay?
No.
Is everything okay, Pluminator?
Good answer.
I'm like, okay. How you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Yeah, so I'm gonna be back tonight with more Ace Attorney. Yeah, we're gonna do this second trial. Still got Zelda on timeout for now, but hope y'all enjoy and thank you for watching. Okay. I think I might stream Breath of the Wild on Twitch. What you think?
No.
Why?
Why are you playing the game again?
Because I want my progress.
It's over. Just
Anyway.
accept that it's over.
It's not over.
It's over. Just
We'll stream
accept
it
that it's
again.
over.
I'm gonna stream it again.
And
Okay,
move
Phoenix
on.
Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, Episode 5, Bridge to the Turnabout, Part 2-2, Trial. Alright. Y'all ready? Where Yeety at? Let's go, y'all. Oh, hold on. February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is fibbing.
Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hasakura Temple. Very well.
Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What's made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
In the courtroom.
Iris,
I can't tell you about that yet.
yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the acolyte.
The acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunham?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. Please. Please.
What did you think of that, huh? As I thought, no Cyclops. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
Edward said that's how Phoenix been cheating against him. I'm just
So he's been using this the whole time.
February 9th, 11:36 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Court will now reconvene. Miss Van Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I can only presume that his intentions. Oh, anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Maurice Dunham, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that whip is going to be seen plenty more use. Oh my god! It would seem that the whip is going to see plenty more use today. There he is.
Ouch!
Your sketches in contempt of this court.
Hey! I was just artistically rendered. Ow!
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Look! I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it?
I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields?
I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope.
That's it! Thanks, buddy!
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I don't got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch!
Stop your pathetic blabbling and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now.
This is too much for me.
Witness testify. I says,
Witness testify.
witness testimony of what I saw.
I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night.
Miles Dolphin Power, how are you tonight?
I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I, Edgy?
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation? Or anything else?
Hey, King Queen 81. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex.
Inferiority. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. Oh my god, that's my phone again. I think he finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching. Thank you. Doing good. Also, tomorrow I'm going to have widespread rain. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Man, I be
Hope you
safe
enjoyed
in that.
You enjoyed it.
That's a lot of rain. We can delve into other details at a later time. Well, we're expecting snow. They said. Did they say later on in the week?
I can't wait for some snow, bro. We had snow that one time, and it was some small snow.
Yeah, I'll go back to school too, so it may.
Ooh, yeah, so don't mention that. Don't mention that. You're gonna give me depression.
Oh goodness. Well, I'd rather have rain than snow. What I saw, cross examination. I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. But not that much, not too much that it'll flood the city. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse.
So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip.
Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right?
See, you can do it if you try.
Ouch!
There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge? I walked to the bridge a number of times, but...
A number of times? How many? Oh wait, this is forget.
Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes.
Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night?
You bet! Real love is about winning with your heart in your hands.
Love, you say?
It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter.
Blackmail?
No! That was simply a product of overflowing love.
You puffy, loosey-goosey excuse of a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. So what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh?
Well, you see...
Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all.
I didn't see a snowmobile.
Larry, you really didn't see it?
Hey! No need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile.
Larry, say snowmobile for me, please.
Snowmobile.
If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest?
Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me.
It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans.
All right, so I guess that's the end of it. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Is that the last one?
That's the last one.
Oh, okay. Did we do that one?
No. You didn't meet anyone?
That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect those Crimson Lake faces now!
It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth.
Indeed. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along.
I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night.
I'm gonna reach for the stars.
You know what that is?
I assume it's one of your anime.
Nope, it's from Sonic Colors.
Sonic Colors.
Yeah, I remember listening to that song on my DS. That was the only thing I could play it on.
Did Larry give us anything?
No. She gave us that picture.
That picture.
That's
Yeah,
it.
let me see. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. You
That's
saw
wrong.
Nick?
Yeah, he saw Phoenix.
Should I present Phoenix?
Isn't Phoenix right?
Larry Bust. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Angie, are you trying to console me?
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
What? You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Bust!
That's right, me in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to do is change your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
Angie, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? Witness testimony, what I saw, part 2.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know that man. I never know what that man, if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Cross-examination, what I saw, part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. But that didn't sound right.
What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess.
Excited? Dare I even ask?
I set the meeting time as 10:30. Wait, no, I can't even see that.
Okay.
I said the meeting time is 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early, too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they?
Shut up! Don't go picking any fun memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe ours had lost her way. So, every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her.
I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me.
This lied to us, of course.
Lightning! Like, kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom!
I like lightning too, y'all. I love the lightning.
You love lightning?
Yes, it's fascinating to me.
Ka-chow!
As long as it don't strike anything.
Yeah.
I like a good thunderstorm. What about you, Plum?
No.
Ah!
Or a little like that.
Ah! That's more like a punch from Miranda.
Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, I was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I didn't know. I changed my mind.
I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, that's only thought. Gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids made during school camping trips can compare.
Well, should I press him for a little more info?
Why didn't you call anyone, or why did you go to the bridge? Which one? Why didn't you call anyone, or
I don't know.
why did you go to the bridge? Well, he said he went to check it out. Who would he call? The police?
Ghostbusters?
Someone banged up my bridge.
So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so?
Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there.
If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I'd like to hear your reasoning.
In which case, please give testimony to that effect, Witness.
My reasoning? Okay, reasoning is it? I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning.
So you decided to go and see what was happening?
That's right. We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real like really special.
Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle?
Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt.
Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. Ah!
give you a few hits too, if you'd like, with my whip.
You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth.
Alright, so what about the bridge?
go.
Let's see, I was right under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me.
honestly have no idea.
I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. Oop. Where that other statement at? I looked out the window and this bridge was on fire.
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell.
I'm not reading this again. You go.
I suddenly thought, I gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even a bonfires kid makes doing school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Why didn't you call anyone?
Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought I was doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Huh? Yeah, okay. A reason. My reason. Isn't that...
Excuse him, y'all. He done dropped his mic, Lord. How did you do that?
Isn't that
Okay.
It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have the time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Right.
Yeah! I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease.
It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less.
You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite I read this,
Despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. You alright, dude? Okay, let me see. It's not under my bedding. Let me see. Let me check the court record.
Okay, so he said that's the flash. He said he met Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably something to do with that.
I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Let me see. I don't see nothing. Where was Nick at?
He was coming to the bridge.
Nah, where was he at? But where was he sleeping at? He was at the and Larry was at Hasakura Temple too, was he?
No, he was at Heavenly Hall.
Where was he sleeping at?
Heavenly Hall. He wasn't sleeping. He was trying to wait for Iris to come.
But he said he was sleeping. Where was he? Was sleeping at Heavenly Hall?
Yes.
Snow 7. He said it's not stop snowing. Instruct the bridge at 10:45. Let me see. What time did he say he was at around 9? So it would have been about 10:30. What is he talking about? I went to the shack around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. So he was at the shack at that
Heavenly Hall.
Heavenly Hall. It was snowing from 7 to 10:50. 10 to 11 p.m. And 30 minutes had passed between the fire starting and going out. You think that's what it had to do with?
Nope.
Right under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. What you think it is?
It's gotta be one of them statements he had us at. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's look at what happened. Let's look at what happened. Let's read it.
There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
So, thunder just strike the bridge.
I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
Maybe it's got something to do with the time the lightning struck the bridge.
See notification from Miles Dolphin Power. I'll check that out. I'll check that out after the stream. Taken by her only pupil. So you think it has to do with the weather?
That's a rage for maybe.
I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. How you forget the case? There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
We're gonna be staring at Larry forever.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. What would have been about 10:30 p.m.?
Well, I think our best bet is to try to get him on the time.
Let me see.
Oh, that's cool. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. Can I see it? Can I see it?
What in the world, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Rice was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Ah! Excuse me, I have an objection!
You do?
Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry! I'm Laurie's dude!
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11, in which case it could have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. That slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Rice could have been at the Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m.
Which means what exactly?
Rice did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. But Rice did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what's happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Punch me.
Order, order. Oh, so that was a missing 15 minutes prior to the meeting, Phoenix White? I hardly see that as much as a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
Ah, but this is Larry we're talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means that there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes. I may really say it's this.
Then say it. Very well, I have a terrible bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Witness testimony, the missing 15 minutes.
I'm a Dunum. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
And what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
Cross-examination, the witness, the missing 15 minutes. I'm a Dunum. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing?
Tell us, Larry.
My name is Laurice. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
Just who exactly are you?
I'm Laurice Dunum, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case. That's what he calls himself.
Then you are an artist?
Of course, I'm an artist. The real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names means nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing?
That is a very big issue indeed.
Sketching in front of the bridge, I was whipped into a frenzy of art.
Sketching? The burning bridge?
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You regret this? That sketch of mine is
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
But what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there.
Look at the sketch. You got to look at it.
Let's go. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this.
Imagined what?
That Laurice Dunum's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ouch!
Show it now.
Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the word of Laurice Dunum.
Who is that person there? What in the world? Like a 5-year-old sketch. Anyway. Well. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma. Yes, well, It's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those frames. I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry,
What?
the burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please, answer this question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
Oh,
Hi, this girl. She really high up in this picture.
are you high?
Wow. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
What about Maximilian?
Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to idiotness, Miles Edgeworth. Let's get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me. Larry sketch added to the court record. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing?
Tell us, Larry.
My name is Laurice.
We already did this.
Okay. It's a long, gosh. Sketching in front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. Hold on, did she give that to Nick?
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. It's the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris.
But what? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ah!
A stupid folly of a stupid statement by an equally stupid idiot. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack is cut away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Wah!
It seems there are bigger idiots in this world than the one of this defendant's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She has given it to Rice as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Rice who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why didn't Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick, you dog!
I do believe that this is unbelievable, mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage.
Ah!
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've just been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Angie, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive?
Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Larice Dunham, shall prove it.
Uh-oh, what are you gonna do? I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Angie. Because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me.
Witness testimony proof that Iris flew.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal spear, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost the crystal spear that night.
Crystal spear?
This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That spear, where did you find it?
Let me see. Around here somewhere? Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow?
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal spear.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood.
What? Blood?
Crystal spear added to the court record, found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime. Has blood on it.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Louis Dunham only a few minutes ago?
Cross-examination proved that Iris flew.
Wonder whose crystal that is.
That's that lady's friend. That's Elise's.
Elise!
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone.
So, you went to the burning bridge?
That's right! To meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway.
But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say.
I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best.
It must be lovely to live in this fantasy land of yours, Larry. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point.
So what did you do next? I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her.
So you searched all over for her?
She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she would slip on her landing and get hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know.
Can one guy really be this stupid? So did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kind of lost it for a while there.
You fell over yourself?
Yeah, the snow was deep, and there was even a banana peel out there.
Yup, they're stupid, and then there's Larry Bus.
The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? That led me to finding a beautiful crystal spear half buried in the snow.
Half buried?
It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. Oh my god. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out there, too.
I'm impressed you did well to find it.
No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used the pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as it was saying, "Here I am," to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal spear on Iris's hood. But you need to remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night.
I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood.
Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one.
I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems.
However, this crystal spear was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from?
That is the question I aim to answer.
After all, no one else could have lost a crystal spear that night.
Let's reconfirm this one last time, Larry. The reasons you thought that was Iris, or the hood in this crystal spear, correct?
That's right. My gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning, and her crystal spear was still there, safe and sound.
Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today.
This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradictions in his testimony will be easy. But I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. I think you already.
Yeah, that last statement. Or that painting? Or he drew of her?
Oh, that picture. Larry. That's not. There was someone. Someone who lost the crystal spear.
There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Dunham, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
A victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch!
A crystal spear like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They look nothing alike! In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the crime scene.
Oh, the crystal spear. It's gone.
But. What? What?
That's what this is mean.
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal spears found at the landing site was not hers either.
You must have saw Elise flying out that window. That means the one who flew and dropped the spear was the victim, Miss Elise Dunham. An idiot alongside another idiot on an idiot's errand to reach an idiot conclusion. First of all, this is sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected.
You can't do that! I saw it with my own eyes!
And this crystal spear, this is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I am sure you will realize it as well, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this spear cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Francisca von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
That crystal spear, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal spear, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? No way!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal spear appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal spear. If it's not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Monumental. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal spear was dropped before the murder took place?
Can we prove it?
I'm a big dumb idiot baby. Of course I can prove
Can I
it.
prove that the crystal
Why did
spear
I
was
become a
dropped?
prosecutor in the
Hold
first
on, let me
place?
see.
It was that old man with the taser. He tased me and put me in his car that one day. Man, I should have called the police. But then he started spouting some nonsense about, oh, you'll be the greatest, you'll never lose. And then I believed him.
What are you babbling about? I don't see the thing next to her. Hold on. Uh-oh. Can I prove that the crystal spear was dropped before the murder took place? Whose footprints were those?
Ooh, ooh.
Can we prove that?
Mm-mm. Let's look at the dead body.
Her spirit wasn't there.
Mm-mm. I guess, let's go. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal spear is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered.
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal spear was indeed dropped before the murder. Her staff?
No.
Well, that picture?
I guess. Not that one.
I know which one. Oh, did I push the right one?
This crystal spear, it was half buried in the snow,
I didn't mean
correct?
to push anyway.
Yeah, that's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
I think you covered it. I think you pressed the right one. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal spear was dropped, it was snowing, even if so ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Ah.
Therefore, the crystal spear must have been dropped before the murder.
What? Order.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal spear to come loose.
What could that have been?
This spear, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in the Hasakura Temple courtyard. Only an idiot would suggest such a stupid piece of absolute stupidness.
Just who is the idiot? And which part is so idiotic, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention to this whole time, Mouse Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hasakura Temple courtyard.
That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing.
No, it isn't! You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, it would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding!
You are forgetting one vital thing, Mouse Edgeworth. Elise Dono's body was found in Hasakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hasakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the event is also perfectly plausible.
Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hasakura Temple. Snowmobile. The snowmobile. Let me see. Is that it?
On that snowy night, there's one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body!
Order, order, order! This is completely unacceptable, Mouse Edgeworth. You dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim Elise Dunham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a fib that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you!
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Ugh. Ugh.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Right. But really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie whipping me. Ah!
Mouse Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shame, Francie!
This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront. I demand satisfaction. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to the actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or fibs? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution.
And with this, the rest is up to you, right?
Court is now adjourned. So they passing it back to right.
They passed it back to right.
To be continued. What y'all think about that one?
It was okay.
It was all right. It was better than the last trial. They lost me on the last trial.
Why you hating on Bikini?
Bikini lost me. Anyway, I appreciate you all for watching.
Cut it out.
Yeah, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that episode. What's wrong with my hair? Okay. Anyway. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I guess I will catch you all on the next one. All right, Game Queen 81, Loud Stomping Power, everyone else that's watching, you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Make sure you all hit that like button for me. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd appreciate if you'll go ahead and subscribe. It's free. So yeah, I'll talk to you all on the next one. You all take care.